Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Waoda Nurul Amalia Fasihu with track number A1M219-122. Today I will explain about the material of intermediate grammar. It's about modals auxiliary. Modal auxiliary is a group of auxiliary words that are part of the auxiliary which gives an additional meaning into a sentence. Next. Modal auxiliary includes of two, present tense and past tense. Present tense can, may, will, shall, must, ought to, and then past tense is could, might, would, and should. Next. Okay. There are 4 rules of use modals auxiliary. The first rule is the verb should not be added as or es if there is a modals auxiliary. For example, this is the example. She can make a pancake and she can make a pancake. This is the wrong example because the verb make added as, and then the second example is she can make a pancake. The verb make without as. This is a wrong example because it doesn't fill the rules. So the right example is she can make a pancake without as. Next. As well as the example before, Nurul must go to airport right now and Nurul must go to airport right now. This is the wrong example because the verb goes added es, so it is wrong, so it doesn't fill the rules, so that the right example is Nurul must go to airport right now. The verb go without es. Okay, next. The second rules of use modals auxiliary between the modals auxiliary with the verb must not be connected with to. For example, you can see the example. The students can take this paper to that class and the students can take this paper to that class. This is the wrong example. You can see the connector is to. This is the wrong examples because this is the modal and this is the verb connected with to. This is it doesn't fill the rules. So even though it is the wrong example, and the right example is the student can take this paper to that class without connector to between the modal and the verb, can between the state. Okay, next. As well as the example before, you can see the example is you can to buy vegetable this morning and you can buy vegetables this morning. This is the wrong example because there are connectors. It is to between modals can and between verb by. So this example, it doesn't fill the rules. So the right example is you can buy vegetables this morning without connector to. Okay, next. The third rule is if the modal auxiliary past form, then the verb must use the first verb. The first verb form, it is infinitive. For example, this is the example. we could dance at the karaoke until midnight, and we could dance at the karaoke until midnight. So this is the wrong example because you can see the verb. The verb is past participle. You can see by adding d, and then you can see by the time signal. So this is a past sentence. So this is the wrong, and it doesn't fill the rules. So the right example is we could dance at the karaoke until midnight without the uh, of the verb. Okay, next, as well as the example before, this example is she could approve the rules until end of year, and she could approve the rules until end of year. Um, this is the wrong example because just now I said that um, approve. This is a past participle. You can see by adding d. So this is the wrong, and it doesn't fill the rules. So the right example is she could approve the rules until end of year without the verb without the. Okay. Next, the fourth rules of use models auxiliary is the interrogative. The interrogative sentence are formed by placing the model auxiliary in front of the sentence. The example is, okay, you can see, can you speak English well? Could you contact her last night? May your brother accompany me, and would you repair my bicycle last week? You can see the model in front of the sentence. The model is can, could, may, and would. So this is are formed in front of the sentence. Okay, the last rules of use models auxiliary is um, the negative sentence are formed by adding notes after the model auxiliary. Okay, example is, I shouldn't come to your home because your mother forbid me yesterday night. They wouldn't drink a tomato juice, and you couldn't help her. She's a dips for a long time, and she couldn't look at me last week. You can see this is the model auxiliary, but this is negative the negative sentence. Um, uh, adding the notes by adding the notes after the model auxiliary shouldn't, and you can see uh, wouldn't, couldn't, and couldn't. This is the notes after the model auxiliary. Okay, thank you very much for your kind attention.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name's Waode Reskita Nurwahyuningsi. My registration numbers A1M2 19120. I'm from Group 10. I will explain the material about types of auxiliary modals and their function. Maybe for those of you who have studied English, maybe we are already familiar with modal words, because in everyday life, we always use modal words. For examples, can you help me? Or something like that. Before we get to the point, I will give an explanation of what is modal. Modal is words that express different kinds of things. For instance, they might express ability, possibility, permission, obligation, and some other thing like that. These are some of words in modal: can, could, may, might, should, ought to, must, have to, will, shall, and would. But in this lesson, I will explanation about my material, types of auxiliary modals, and their function of words can, could, may, and might. The first is can. Can is a modal auxiliary that is used to show the ability to do something. Apart from showing ability, can also be used to offer oneself. Can has function to declare ability, possibility, and permission. In the interrogative form, can also be used to ask ability or ask for help. Next, function of can. The first function is stating the ability. For examples, she can memorize it very well. Or another examples, I can do anything if I want. The second function is stating the possibility. For examples, this beautiful bracelet can be yours. And another examples, she can sing all day long if she is allowed to. The third function is stating the permission. For examples, can they join this party? Or another examples, can you fix this computer in an hour? And the second is could. Could is the past tense form of can, whose function is to both express ability, possibility, and permission. However, in its use, it seems more formal and polite. In addition, we can use could to declare ability, possibility, and permission. The first function is stating the ability. For example, Dina could not bring this heavy bag. And another example, Kiki could come here if she wasn't busy. The second function is stating the possibility. For examples, it could be right. And another examples, the free cinema tickets could be ours if we came to the mall yesterday. And the third function is stating the permission. For examples, could I join this game? And another examples, could I ask you about the material? The third is may. The word may has several different functions in its use in each sentence. There is a function to declare the possibility and to declare permission. For more details, see the following explanation. The first function is stating the possibility. For examples, Kiki doesn't come to the campus today. She may be sick. And another examples, he may work out and eat healthy food every day. The second function is stating the permission. For examples, may I borrow your notebook? And may I have the cookie? The verb is might. Might has several functions that are different in their use in each sentence. There is a function to declare the possibility and to declare permission. The biggest difference between may and might lies in the use of might in past sentences. May cannot be used in past tense, while might can be used. For more details, see the following explanation. The first function is stating the possibility. For examples, Suchi might not be happy because I'm here now. I might do this report alone if you didn't come. And the second function is stating the permission. For examples, might I ask you a question? And another examples, might I just interrupt for a moment? That is my material about types of auxiliary modals and their function. If there are some mistakes, I apologize very much. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, I am Septi Cahyani. In this video, I would like to continue my friend explanation, and here I would like to present about auxiliary verbs that are must, have to, and should. Okay, let's start it.
The difference of should, must, and have to in various context expressions. The first is expressing obligation. So, stating obligation is a function of must and have to. Okay, we start from must. Must be used to state the necessity that comes from the speaker, while have to be used to state the situation. Let's look the example in sentences. I haven't visited my grandparents since 3 years ago. I must visit them this weekend. Next, I have to get up early this Saturday. My mother asked me to drive here to my grandparents' house. So, here we can look the difference when we use have to and must, so that the strong point is must. Okay, next, we will try to see some notes that can be taken from the previous sentences. Firstly, in every statement of necessity, have to is used more commonly than must. And secondly, must is usually stronger than have to and can indicate urgency or stress important. Because must is strong word, it is rare in conversation. It is usually found in legal or academic writing. Then, another function of must, have to, and should can be used to express giving advice. Let's look the difference when we using these three modals in sentences. The first, you should try traveling to Bali. The second, you must try traveling to Bali. And the last is, you have to traveling to Bali. So, based on three sentences, there are differences. Namely, in sentence 1, the speaker sound natural, while in the other two sentences, the speaker sounds more enthusiastic when giving the suggestion. So, based on my presentation, we can conclude that to express ordinary suggestion or opinions, we can use should, whereas to express stronger suggestion or opinions, we can use must or have to.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Suci Irma Suryanti, register number A1M2191116. And secondly, thanks for the opportunity given to me to presentation about the material, the types of auxiliary. And here, I want to explain the material, the types of auxiliary will. Definition of will. Will, the word, has several different to function in this use in each sentence. Some function and declare a plan, express a will, and state and estimate. And for more details, look at the example. Example will. The first of example is Robin will go to Jakarta next week. In this sentence, I want to underline the will. The will is explain the stating of the plan. Stating plan. In Indonesia is menyatakan rencana will. Robin will go to Jakarta next week. And secondly, Reni will make a cookies. This sentence have same meaning, stating place, same meaning, and to the first of sentence will. And three, will you come to the her party? This. And this is have a stating plan, menyatakan rencana. And next example is you will help me. In this will to explain about the stating the willing. And the second of column will lend me his money. This is will explain to stating the willing. Second of material is wood. The definition of wood is wood has several different functions in their use. Is each sentence some function and state a place that have occurred in the past, and the state request politely. For more detail, let's to the example. Example of would is I would go to Belanda last month, but I didn't have friend to accompany me. In this sentence is past sentence because this is didn't. This is to express past sentence. And this is explain about the stating plan would. And secondly, she would give him her cake, but she knew that he has a girlfriend. I want to underline would because this is a stating plan. And thirdly, is this Rina would buy my car if she did not lose his money last night. In this sentence is past sentence. And our underline the word because in English is stating plain. The next example is, would you please show your credit card? This is so the stating of request. Would you in Indonesia menyatakan permintaan. And next example is, would you please tell me when the plane takes off? I want to underline would. This is stating request. And the last example is, would you tell me where the bank is? This would. Underline the would because this is so the stating of request. And the last material is auto. Definition of auto is the word is generally used to express of suggestion, but advice given is not so strong or compelling. So the text is, for example, example of auto is, you ought to enter the examination class early tonight. This I want to underline to you ought to enter the examination class early tonight. And secondly, she ought to bring her food here. And three, they ought to not to be here now. And the last, we ought to make cookies for the celebrations. Indeed, it is all the example of ought to and I think that's all my explanation. Thanks for the opportunity and thanks for your attention. And I'm sorry for my mistake. And I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Sadma Dinatul Mukhlisa from Group 10. Will explain about WH question. WH question is a term used to refer to questions starting with WH and H. For example, what, who, when, where, why, how, whose, how much, and so on. Question, because they explain something, not just getting yes. WH question formula. To form a WH question, there is a formula that is needed for the sentence to be reasonable and in accordance with the applicable grammar rule. The following is the formula for WH question. The first one, WH plus auxiliary verb to be, do, have plus subject plus main verb plus question mark. For example, where is you put the books? The second, WH plus modal auxiliary, can, could, will, shall, should, may, might, must plus subject plus main verb plus question mark. For example, what can I do for you? The following is a list of some VH question, their meaning and sample sentence. The first one, who. Who is about a person. For example, who is your favorite singer? Next, what. What is about things, idea, information, or action. For example, what are you holding? In the sentence, it asks for thing. What are you thinking about? In the sentence, it asks for idea. What kind of pet do you have? In the sentence, it asks for information. And the last one, what are you doing? In the sentence, it asks for action. Where as a place. For example, where is the nearest hospital? Why as for a reason. For example, why did you like your mom? Whose. Who as position. For example, whose cap is this? When as for time. For example, when Henry's birthday. Which as for a choice. For example, which pair of shoes do you like more? How as for manner. For example, how did you convince the for example, how did you convince her to come? How many as for quantity for countable noun. For example, how many cats do you have? Cat is countable noun. That's why how many is used. How much is as for quantity of uncountable noun. For example, how much water do you need it? Water is uncountable noun. That's why how much is used. How often as for frequency. For example, how often your mom water her plants? How far as for distance. Example, how far is it from your house and the school? How old as for age. For example, how old are you? How long as for duration. For example, how long should I answer this test? I think enough. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Oke, saya akan menjelaskan tentang if and function Reiki what, was, on. Yang pertama yaitu what.
pertama yaitu what. What is used to ask for the name of the object, the name of the person, or type of profession. Example, what is that? What is that? That is a bee. Oke, kedua, what are you from? I'm from Kendari. Tiga, what is your name? My name is Ani. Oke, yang kedua yaitu wow. Oke, saya menjelaskan yang kedua. Wow is used to ask people as subject. He is a special formula seperti rumus. Wow plus to be plus subject. Example, what is that girl? She is my friend. To be-nya ini, subjeknya girl. To be-nya is that, subjeknya girl. Yang kedua, what is very beautiful. Anna grand is very beautiful. To be-nya very good. To be-nya is, subjeknya beautiful. Oke. Oke, yang ketiga yaitu warm.
object. Example atau contohnya. Yang pertama, whom did you see? I see Aryani. Yang kedua, whom will you marry? You married with? I will marry someone. Oke, yang keempat itu was. Was is used to ask the owner of an object. Example-nya itu was house is this is my house. Kedua, was sister is the girl, she is my sister. Ya, mungkin itu yang bisa saya sampaikan, kurang dan lebihnya mohon dimaafkan. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Ulfasari. My registration number A1 M217088. I'm from group 10. Okay, I will continue our material about the types and function of WH question. So, I will explain 4 parts, namely why, where, when, and which. I will start from why. Okay, why? Why used to ask a reason. So when you want to ask a reason in English, you can use the word why. For example, why do you love me? When someone says he loves you and you want to know his reason, you can ask like that. Okay, next example. Why is she always late? If you have friend is always late, you can ask question like that to find out why. Okay, next example. Why do you like banana? And then, why do you like watching TV? Why do you like watching YouTube? Okay, like that. Okay, next is where. Where used to ask about a place or position. So, if you want to go somewhere or ask for a place you don't know, you can ask the word where to ask someone. Okay, for example, where do you go? You can ask question like that to find out where your friend is going. Okay, next example. Where do you study? Some as the first example. You want to know where someone studied. You can ask question like that. Okay, the other example. If you want to ask where Lipo Plaza, you can ask question like this. Where is Lipo Plaza? Okay. And next example. If you want to go to Halu Oleh University, maybe you don't know, you can ask someone like this, where is Halu Oleh University? Okay, like that. Okay, next is when. When, okay. When used to ask about time. So if you want to ask information about the time, you can use the word when. For example, when will your birthday be held? So by asking question like this, you can find out the time of your friend's birthday. Okay, next example. When did she come? When you don't know when your friend come, you can ask like that. Okay, the next example. When will you arrive? You can ask like that to know your friend's information will arrive. Okay, next, which, the last. Which used to ask about a choice or information about things. For example, which one, orange juice or apple juice? Okay, the other example. Which size do you buy? Okay, next example. Which do you prefer, coffee or milk? Okay, like that. Okay, that's our several types of WH question. I think that's all from me. I say wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and thank you.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Wada Amrina. My official number A1-17-17097. I'm from class 8 by group 10. Our material about model auxiliary and we have question. Okay, next. Sebelumnya teman saya sudah menjelaskan tentang formula dari question ini, tapi saya ulangi kembali. Yang pertama di sini adalah we have plus auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verbnya itu to be, to do, to have, plus subject, plus main verb, plus question mark. Oke, yang kedua dia we have plus modal auxiliary. Terus modal auxiliary di sini adalah can, could, will, shall, should, may, must, and might. Plus subject, plus main verb, plus question mark. Oke, di sini saya akan menjelaskan 5 dari we have question ini. Oke, yang pertama ada how, yang kedua how many, yang ketiga how much, yang keempat how often, yang terakhir how far. Oke, saya jelaskan yang pertama yaitu how. How is used to obtain information about the way something happens or the way someone behaves. Oke, contohnya di sini adalah how did you do your assignment? Okay, you can answer I found it in the book or etc. Oke, yang kedua, how can you study in German? You can answer I got a scholarship. Yang ketiga, how is your assignment? You can answer I do it well. Oke, di sini saya jelaskan how di sini dia sebagai WH-nya dan did di sini dia sebagai auxiliary verb-nya. Yang tadi yang saya sebutkan yang to do and etc. Dan di sini do di sini dia sebagai main verb-nya. Sedangkan your assignment di sini sebagai pelengkapnya. Oke? Yang kedua, how many? How many is to use as amount. Di sini dia menanyakan tentang jumlah, tapi dia menggunakan countable noun, benda yang dapat dihitung. Oke, contohnya, how many people in your house? You can answer there are 4 people. Yang kedua, how many children do you have? You can answer, I have 2 children. Yang ketiga, how many couple do you know? Dan kalian bisa menjawab, I know 2 couple. Dan bisa juga dibuat dengan kalimat-kalimat yang lain ya. Oke, yang selanjutnya, how much? How much dia sama seperti how many. Dia menanyakan tentang jumlah. Tapi dia di sini menggunakan uncountable noun, benda-benda yang tidak dapat dihitung. Oke, contohnya di sini, how much oil do you need? You can answer, I need 1 liter of oil. Yang kedua, how much sugar you should add in my glass? Mungkin pelayannya bisa menjawab, I add 2 spoons sugar in your glass. Oke, so ya sekarang yang ketiga, sekarang yang keempat, Oke, how often? How often di sini dia digunakan untuk menanyakan seberapa sering dia melakukan sesuatu. Orang lain itu melakukan sesuatu. Contohnya, how often does she go to Muna? You can answer, she goes to Muna 2 times a week, and etc. Oke, selain itu juga kita bisa menggunakan how many time. How many time di sini dia kegiatan dilakukan berkali-kali. Contohnya, how many times do you clean your house in a week? You can answer 3 times in a week maybe, or etc. Oke, yang terakhir di sini, how far. How far digunakan untuk menanyakan dari tempat yang satu ke tempat yang lain. Oke, contohnya yaitu misal, how far is that to go to Tompano by a car? You can answer, I go to Tompano about 200 miles, and etc. Kamu bisa membuat contoh yang lain. Dan contoh yang kedua, how far you can run. You can answer, I can run until 2000 meter. Okay, I think that's all. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Waode Saltina. My registration number is A1, M2, 17, and 100. I'm from group 10 and I the last speaker. So I will continue. The material is about types and function of WS question. Okay, for the first is about what. What is used to ask for the name of the object, the name of the person, or type of profession. For example, what is this? This is a pen. Another example, what are you? I am a doctor. And another example, what is her name? Her name is Risti. Okay, the second is who. Who is used to ask people as subject. For example, who are you, uncle? My uncle is Lambaru. And another example, who is the owner of this handphone? The owner of this handphone is my father. Okay, next, the third is whom. Whom is used to ask people as subject. For example, whom you ask come here? My friend. And another example, whom you called last night? I called an old friend. Okay, next. Next is why. Why is used to ask the reason cause of something happening. For example, why do you cry? Because I lost something. And another example, why does the teacher absent today? Because she is sick. The next is where. Where is used to obtain information about the location of a person thing. For example, where do you live? I live in Tampo. And another example, Where is her house? Her house in Jalan Tekukur. Okay, next when. When is used to obtain information about the time period in which an action occurs. For example, when do you usually go to hospital? I usually go on Tuesday and Friday. And another example, when does your mother get back from Raha? She will be back tomorrow. Next, which is used to obtain information in order to make a comparison between two or more similar things or people. For example, which car is yours? My car is a white Avanza. And another example, which one is your mother? My mother in the red dress. Next, how is used to obtain information about the why something happens, or the way someone behaves or does something. For example, how did you go home? I took the taxi. And another example, how does this machine work? The machine work by cutting. The next is how many. How many is used to ask for the amount if what is asked is countable noun or noun that can be counted. For example, how many pen do you have? I have one pen. Another example, how many cards do you get? I get 10 cards. Okay, next. The next is how much. How much used to ask the amount, or if the question isn't the form of uncountable noun or noun that can be counted. For example, how much milk do you want? I want a glass milk. And another example, how much sugar do you add into my coffee? Two tablespoons. Okay, next, how often. How often is used to ask how often people do something. For example, how often she go to Kendari? She goes to Kendari every weekend. And another example, how often you eat bread in a week? I eat bread every day. Okay, the next is how far. How far is used to ask distance of a place with other place. Okay, next, how far. How far is used to ask the distance of a place with another place. For example, how far is this market from your house? It is about 4 kilometers. And another example, how far is your house from shopping center? It's about 100 meters. Okay, next, how old. How old is used to ask someone age. For example, how old is this painting? It's been about a century. Another example, how old is your mother? She is 36 years old. Next, about how long. How long is used to ask a long time. For example, how long do you go to school? for 20 minutes. Another example, how long the rookie match lasts? For 80 minutes. Next, about how deep. For example, how deep this hole wall? It is 23 centimeter. And another example, how deep the pool for the Olympic? It is about 2 2,5 meter. For the last is about how tall. How tall is used to ask people, hey, for example, how tall are you, mother? My mother, 160 centimeter tall. Another example, how tall is your friend? She is 165 centimeter tall. Okay, this is our material. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.